almost 14 years after 9/11, the United States today is losing the war with radical Islamists. And we have to have the courage to confront how badly we are doing in this war. And not just as an anti-Obama comment. The State Department was about equally bad, frankly, under George W. Bush. The unwillingness to tell the truth about who our enemies are was equally bad after the first year.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gimme 5. That was Newt Gingrich at the Iowa Freedom Summit, something that has just come to the fore now, and it is a fantastic speech, laying it all out when it comes to the threat of radical Islam. And I agree with him, by the way. I believe Condi Rice got really soft on terror and on Islamic terror. And then the political correctness actually started with Condi Rice, who convinced George W. Bush to go along with some of that political correctness. Having said that, I don't think it was anywhere near as bad and dangerous as it is today. I don't think the Muslim Brotherhood was having meetings with the president at the White House, okay? Anyway, here's more from Newt Gingrich.
This is a global war, and yet they insist on talking about it by geography. So we're going to really focus on northern Syria. Well, there are thousands of jihadists who have come to northern Syria from all around the world. Over 1,000 from France alone. So over 600 from Great Britain. Over 100 from the United States. This is a global war. In Nigeria, Boko Haram has 10,000 fighters, and last year Boko Haram killed more people than Ebola. But the State Department for years under Secretary Clinton wouldn't even list them as a terrorist group.
And that's another issue that Hillary Clinton's going to have to answer to. Why wouldn't she list Boko Haram as a terrorist group? John Kerry, to his credit, did. Okay, here's much more talking about Obama and why he won't say what needs to be said.
I look around the planet at suicide bombings, I look at beheadings, I look at all these different things going on. They don't strike me as a Rotary Club conspiracy or, you know, the Kiwanians running amok. There is one common pattern occurring everywhere across the planet, and that is radical Islamists who hate our civilization, are prepared to cut off our heads, and are determined to impose their religion by force.
All right, now, he talks about the importance of telling the truth and winning, what it takes to win any war, and this is a war. Watch.
I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about President Obama's pathological incapacity to deal with reality, because I think that's what it is. I mean, there's no point in trying to get him to learn how to say the words radical Islamist, because he has a speech impediment which blocks him from being able to say the words. I mean, he just, you know, it would be embarrassing. Watching John Kerry the other day try to explain all this, it's not about religion, it's about specific, unique, random individuals. So you end up at Fort Hood with somebody who's carrying a card that says Soldier of Allah, somebody who we now know was on the internet talking to an American imam in Yemen, who we later on killed with a predator, somebody who jumps up, yells Allahu Akbar, and kills 13 Americans, and even the institution of the U.S. Army is so corrupted by the intellectual dishonesty we now live with, they described it as a workplace incident.
Right, workplace violence. I mean, he's making his point. Now, this speech goes on for many minutes. I think it was a 14, 17-minute speech. But here's the line that I had to bring you in our limited time. This brought the house down. And this is what the President of the United States should be saying every day. Watch.
If you are Muslim and you are willing to live in peace with your neighbors, and you have no problem with people converting in both directions, and you'd like to be allowed to have a mosque, but by the way, they can have a synagogue or a temple or a church, I have no problem with Muslims who are prepared to live in diversity. But if you are a Muslim who believes you're going to impose Sharia by cutting off my head, I have a desire to kill you before you cut off my head.
Oh, that's inflammatory. That's Islamophobia. That's evil. On the Steve Malzberg Show.